to show that confidence in English grows with courage and daily practice. Daniel understood English but feared speaking in public. Every time someone asked him a question, his heart raced. His mind went blank and he stayed quiet. Deep inside, he wanted to change and speak with confidence. Daniel lived in a city where English was everywhere. At work, he listened but rarely spoke. Even simple questions made him nervous. Later he would think, "I knew what to say. Why didn't I?" Fear controlled his voice and silence became a habit. One quiet evening, Daniel reflected on his life. Waiting for perfect English kept him silent. He decided to change. He promised himself he would practice speaking every day. Mistakes did not matter. Speaking mattered more. The next morning, Daniel tried speaking to himself. "Good morning. Today will be a good day." His voice felt strange, but he kept going. He was finally practicing without fear of judgment. This small habit became his first step toward confidence. At lunch, Daniel usually stayed quiet, but that day he spoke a short sentence about the weather. No one laughed. No one judged. His fear felt bigger than reality. That small moment gave him courage to try again. Evenings became practice time. Daniel talked about his day and plans. Sometimes he stumbled, but he kept speaking. Each sentence became easier than the last. Day by day, fear began to lose its power. Weeks passed, and Daniel continued daily practice. 15 minutes in the morning, 15 at night. He started thinking in English instead of translating. Confidence grew quietly inside him. Speaking became less stressful and more natural. One afternoon, a co-worker asked him about a project. Usually, he would answer and stop. That day, he continued speaking in full sentences. The conversation lasted several minutes. He realized he had just spoken more English than ever before. Daniel understood a key lesson. Confidence grows through small, repeated actions. Each word practiced was like a brick in a strong foundation. Fear had less power over him. He began looking for more opportunities to speak. The journey had begun. The quiet man avoiding English was becoming brave. He still had much to learn, but he was no longer controlled by fear. Fluency is built by courage, practice, and speaking. Daniel's daily practice became a habit he could not skip. Every morning and evening, he spoke English aloud. Even if he stumbled, he continued. Each word added to his confidence. He realized that consistent action mattered more. At work, Daniel started participating in more conversations. He listened carefully and replied with short sentences at first. Each answer gave him a small boost of courage. Slowly, he noticed he could speak more freely. Fear was losing its grip on him. One evening, Daniel reflected on his progress. The man who once stayed silent was now speaking every day. Mistakes no longer frightened him. He understood that learning happens through action, not waiting. Every sentence built a stronger version of himself. Daniel began setting small English goals. Today, speak 3 sentences clearly. Tomorrow, ask a question to a coworker. Small steps made speaking less intimidating. Each success reinforced his belief in himself. Outside work, Daniel practiced English anywhere he could. While walking, he narrated what he saw. At home, he described his day in simple sentences. Each repetition strengthened his mind and voice. Confidence was becoming a habit, not a struggle. Outside work, Daniel practiced English anywhere he could. While walking, he narrated what he saw. At home, he described his day in simple sentences. Each repetition strengthened his mind and voice. Confidence was becoming a habit, not a struggle. One day, Daniel joined a small meeting at work. He spoke a full paragraph in English. His co-workers listened and nodded. No one laughed or corrected him harshly. He realized speaking confidently was possible. Daniel's mindset began to shift. He understood that fluency is built slowly. Each day of practice was like laying a brick. Mistakes were lessons, not failures. Courage grew stronger than fear. A friend noticed Daniel's change. "You speak English so confidently now," she said. Daniel smiled. He remembered his first shaky attempts. The progress he made came from persistence, not talent. Encouraged, Daniel started speaking in longer conversations. He asked questions, explained ideas, and shared opinions. Sometimes he stumbled, but he kept going. Each conversation became easier than the last. Confidence was no longer a dream. It was real. Daniel realized something powerful. Fluency does not appear overnight. It grows word by word, sentence by sentence. Daily practice, courage, and persistence are the keys. The man who once feared speaking English was now moving steadily toward fluency. Daniel began noticing how much his confidence had grown. He no longer dreaded speaking English at work or in public. Even when he made mistakes, he smiled and continued. He understood that each word spoken was building fluency. Small daily actions were turning into lasting results. One morning, Daniel decided to try something new. He started reading short stories aloud in English. At first, his pronunciation was slow and shaky, but day by day the sentences became smoother. His voice grew stronger, and his confidence deepened. Daniel also began listening carefully to native speakers. He repeated phrases to match pronunciation and tone. Sometimes he made mistakes, but he didn't stop. Practice every day strengthened his mind and speaking muscles. Slowly, English became more natural and easier. His co-workers started noticing the change. Daniel could now participate in team discussions confidently. He shared his ideas clearly and asked questions without fear. The shy man who once avoided speaking was becoming brave. Every small success motivated him to keep practicing. At home, Daniel continued practicing by talking to himself. He described his day, his plans, and even dreams in English. He noticed that thinking in English became easier. The habit of daily practice was transforming his mind. Fear was shrinking, and courage was growing. One afternoon, Daniel spoke in front of a small group. He explained a project and answered questions. Though he stumbled a few times, he did not stop. The group listened and appreciated his effort. He realized confidence comes from action, not waiting. Daniel reflected on how far he had come. From avoiding English to speaking every day, the change was real. He learned that mistakes are not failures but stepping stones. Every sentence spoken added strength to his skill. Persistence, courage, and daily practice were key. He started encouraging others who feared speaking English. Start small. Speak every day. Don't fear mistakes, he told them. Daniel knew firsthand that practice creates confidence. Watching others grow reminded him of his own journey. Helping others also strengthened his own fluency. Daniel began trying longer conversations with strangers. He asked questions, shared thoughts, and explained ideas. Even when he made errors, he kept speaking confidently. Each conversation became easier than the last. Every word reinforced his courage and skill. Daniel realized a powerful truth. Fluency is built word by word, day by day. Courage, persistence, and practice are more important than talent. The man who once feared speaking English now spoke with confidence. His journey proves that anyone can overcome fear and speak fluently. Daniel continued practicing every day, morning and night. He noticed English was becoming a natural part of his life. Each word spoken, each sentence practiced, built confidence. Mistakes no longer scared him. They taught him lessons. This journey shows anyone can overcome fear and start speaking. Segment 32. He started reading books aloud and repeating phrases from videos. His pronunciation improved, and he spoke more fluidly. Even strangers could understand him clearly. Daniel realized that practice every day, even a little, made a huge difference. Consistency, courage, and patience were his secret tools. Daniel began joining group discussions at work. He shared his thoughts and asked questions without hesitation. Each conversation was an opportunity to improve. Confidence was growing faster than he expected. He knew that anyone could achieve the same with daily practice. He reflected on his journey from silence to speaking freely. From fear to fluency, the change was amazing. The shy man who once avoided English was now brave. Daniel felt proud of every small step he took, and he wanted others to know that they can do it too.
Daniel decided to inspire other learners. He said, "Start speaking even if it's only one sentence a day. Mistakes are not failures, they are progress. Practice every day and you will see change. Your courage matters more than your grammar or vocabulary." He encouraged others to speak in public, even if nervous. Small daily steps create real confidence over time. Daniel's story proves that fear disappears with action. Your voice grows stronger every time you speak. Anyone can go from silence to fluency with persistence. Daniel reflected, fluency is not about talent. It's built word by word, sentence by sentence. Consistency, courage, and action are the keys. Every learner can start today and see results. Your English journey begins with one brave step. He wanted everyone watching to feel motivated. Your mistakes are your teachers. Your words build confidence. No one becomes fluent overnight. Daily practice is the secret that changes everything. Even small progress leads to big results. Daniel smiled and said, "If I can do it, so can you." Fear is temporary. Confidence grows with action. Speak every day, learn from mistakes, and keep going. Your English will improve, and your courage will grow. The journey is yours. Start it today. If you want more stories, tips, and English confidence lessons, subscribe to Global English Mindset now. We share daily motivation and practice for learners like you. Remember, fluency is built word by word, day by day. Join our community and start speaking with courage today.